Let me ask you something. If someone looked at your life from the outside, would they say you're doing well? You have a stable job, you show up every day, you pay your bills, you live in a decent place, you have a car that works, maybe two. From the outside, it looks like you made it. This is what success is supposed to look like. But if you're honest with yourself, does it actually feel secure? Because for a lot of people, the stress never really goes away. It's not panic, it's not a constant emergency, it's quieter than that. It's the feeling that everything is fine as long as nothing changes, as long as no one gets sick, as long as the job stays stable, as long as the car doesn't break down, as long as rent doesn't jump again. And the confusing part is this: you didn't do anything wrong. So today, I want to talk about something millions of people feel but rarely know how to explain. Why the modern middle-class lifestyle can look stable on the surface and still feel incredibly fragile underneath. If you've ever looked at your income and thought, "We make good money, so why does this still feel tight?" Or, "I should feel more secure than this." This video is for you. Because what you're experiencing isn't a discipline problem. It's not a budgeting failure. And it's not because you didn't work hard enough. In fact, most people in this situation did exactly what they were told to do. They went to school, they got a job, they worked hard, they moved up. And yet, the pressure never really lifted. That's because the problem isn't personal, it's structural. And once you see it clearly, you can't unsee it. My name is Marcus. I spend a lot of time thinking about how money actually works for normal households. Not extreme success stories, not people at the very top, and not worst-case disasters. Just regular people trying to build a stable life and wondering why it feels so hard. And what I've noticed is this: a lot of middle-class security today is more appearance than reality. Traditionally, being middle-class meant something very specific. It didn't mean luxury, it didn't mean wealth, it meant stability. You could afford your home, you could pay your bills without stress, you could handle a surprise expense, and you had at least a little breathing room. The goal wasn't to feel rich, the goal was to feel safe. For a long time, that model worked. Today, the middle-class lifestyle still looks familiar. A house or apartment, cars that run, kids in activities, streaming services, insurance, a full schedule. From the outside, everything looks normal, comfortable even. But underneath, something changed. The lifestyle stayed, the margin disappeared. Here's the core issue. Modern middle-class life is built almost entirely on fixed costs. Mortgage or rent, car payments, insurance, healthcare, childcare, student loans, subscriptions that slowly stack up over time. None of these expenses are outrageous on their own. That's why this trap is so effective. Each one makes sense. Each one feels reasonable. Each one feels like the next logical step. But together, they create a life where most of your income is already spoken for before the month even begins. Before saving, before flexibility, before mistakes. Everything works as long as nothing goes wrong. And this is why it all feels normal. Banks approve you based on income, not margin. Advertisements sell you lifestyles, not balance sheets. Social media shows vacations, houses, and upgrades, not anxiety, debt, or exhaustion. So everyone around you looks like they're doing fine, which makes your stress feel personal, like you're failing at something invisible. But you're not. You're reacting normally to a system that leaves very little room for error. The real problem here isn't income, it's dependency. When your lifestyle depends on every paycheck arriving on time, every expense staying predictable, and nothing unexpected happening, that's not real security. That's a fragile structure that simply hasn't been tested yet. And that's why so many people feel uneasy even when they're doing well. Here's the reframe most advice misses. Real security doesn't come from earning more, it comes from margin. Margin to absorb a shock, margin to make a choice, margin to slow down when life demands it. A middle-class life isn't fragile because people are irresponsible. It's fragile because it's built with almost no room to move. If this feels familiar, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just living inside a system that looks stable until you look closely. Understanding that isn't pessimism, it's clarity. And clarity is the first step toward real security. If this video helped you see your situation more clearly, make sure to like and subscribe.